At the moment, I'm still here in Tofo. My plan was to wake up around 4 a.m. this morning, catch my series of buses and ferries to my next stop along the coast, which is Vilankulos. My plan was to wake up around 4:30. It's now maybe like 5:30, and it's just been a torrential, tropical thunderstorm ever since I woke up, so there was absolutely no way I could be up and head out and manage to find transportation. Just finding transportation and relying on these really, really bad roads. They're not even paved roads, they're mostly just like sand roads when there isn't rain is hard enough, but I can't imagine what the roads are going to be like right now. I don't know whether the buses are even running. I don't know if there's other people even trying to travel in this weather. I don't know whether this is even normal rain for this time of year here, because it's the first time I've seen rain here in Mozambique. So at the moment, I'm just laying low, chilling here for a little bit. We'll see what it's like as the morning progresses and whether I can leave here or not. If not, I might have to stay here for another night. Hello everyone, it's almost 10 a.m. right now, and I've been told that though it's still raining, I might find some luck finding a shapa to get my journey started from Tofo to Vilankulos. Even without the rain, it's a bit of a complex journey getting from Tofo to Vilankulos. From what I've gathered, you'd have to first take a shapa from Tofo Beach to Inhambane, and then from there you can take a ferry across a little strait of water to Mashishe, and then from there you can find the whole range of public transport opportunities heading northward. So that's the plan. Let's see how I can get it underway. First of all, I have to walk to where I can even find a shapa to get me to the nearby town. And with the rain and the dirt roads, I don't know what that's going to look like. And I've got all my stuff here. Got the rain covers on everything. Got a rain cover on me too. So I'm going to put my camera away from now because it's not completely waterproof, and then let's see how this goes. So after kind of walking in the wrong direction for a little while, because you know all the streets kind of look the same at some point, I think I found the stop for the shapas which are heading to the nearby town of Inhambane. It's a nice little construction here, so I can stay dry for a little bit. I've dropped my bags here. Again, I'm so glad I invested in buying another rain cover in Cape Town for my bigger bag. The small bag's rain cover fits perfectly, so that's at least there. And then my own rain cover, protected by my Patagonia, the great Seattle investment. So I don't know how long it should take for the shapa to arrive and what sort of space there will be on board. But if I can get on that, that will be leg one for today down. Oh, it's just past 10:30 after waiting outside for about 30 minutes. Finally found a shapa that could take me to Inhambane. So that means that's the first leg of my trip, and then hopefully the ferries are on a regular schedule. That's a lot to expect. And then from there will be plenty of transportation. But that would be the best case situation. But for now, at least I got a seat. I'm right in the front. And the shapa is full of people. No, and not just people. There's actually a bunch of people just got on, and including there's like a huge tray full of ice and fish. I also thought that when I was waiting there, I would have to try my hand at hitchhiking. I came very, very close. One person did stop. Actually no. A couple people stopped, but they were not going the same place I needed to go. But luckily, shortly thereafter, the shapa came by. I was able to get on and making it on to my first leg for today. At least I'm moving. That's all I can expect is I'm moving, making progress. One step closer to making it to Vilankulos today. Another piece of good news, at least in practice, my fellow shapa passenger here is telling me that once I get to Mashishe, I can reach Vilankulos, but with just one direct shapa. And that makes all the difference, because yesterday, you watched me try to change 2 or 3 shapas, and it's quite a mess. One is complete, just arrived in Inhambane, waiting to get my bags out of the shapa and then find my way down to the port where I can board the ferry. Looks like I've been paired with some of the coconut merchants who are on the same shapa as me to guide me over to the ferry. I don't think the port should be that far away from what I've seen online, but then again, one of the reasons why I'm making these very mundane videos is to provide more information out on the internet on how to actually get around Mozambique using public transportation, because there's so few resources out there, and that's part of the reason why even planning this trip is impossible. You just have to figure everything out when you're on the ground, when you're in the city. Can't even book a hotel beforehand, can't even make any plans or reservations beforehand. It's all about on the ground and then speaking to people to try to find out what you should do next. If you don't want to face the dilemma that I'm facing using public transport and potentially getting stuck in Tofo, you could completely stay here for the night, then go to the beach as a day trip, and then ensure that you're back here for when you want to jump on the ferry or another shapa to get to another city. That wouldn't be a bad option at all. Ton of Portuguese style buildings here in the small town, and very navigable small scale downtown area. You've got banks, restaurants, grocery stores, everything you would need for a pleasant stay. Paid my 20 meticals to board the ferry. Should be a 20-minute ride. And the good thing about the ferry is that it can't make arbitrary stops to pick up and drop off people in the middle of the water like the shapas can. So it should be, ostensibly, it should be more predictable that we'll actually get there in the 20-30 minutes as expected to the other side of this body of water, to the town of Mashisha. The idea of using the ferry and the advantage is that it'll save you some time. You don't have to go all the way around the body of water, and that will take, another extra hour or two, which I actually did yesterday when I was coming from the south. I had no idea that this ferry existed, but it actually makes things a bit easier. I don't exactly know if these are actually the boats that we'll be taking to the other side, but they're pretty small. I think they only probably fit about 20, 25 people. But let's see if they pack them full or not. I definitely do not want to drown in these waters, but we'll see. I'm sure people take them every day, so they can't be too dangerous. Just boarded the boat to take us across, and looks like this boat is also operating under the same notion that it will not depart until it's full. So I guess we're just waiting for the rest of these benches to be filled. At the same time, two good things. One, there are life jackets. Second, people are very disciplined in boarding the boat. There seems to know that, I didn't even know, but when you get on, the first people sort of come to the edges of the boat so it won't tip over. And then everyone kind of fills in the middle, starting from the back to the front. I don't really know if that's how you're supposed to do it, but looks like that's the way it's done. And at the moment, I'm just chilling here. If you see, yes, this is the outfit of the day. The outfit of the day is me in my Patagonia rain jacket, shirtless, and swim shorts. Because that's the mental state I'm in right now. That's the mental state of overland travel in Mozambique. The ferry is filled up, and looks like we're making our way over from this peninsula to the mainland, crossing this body of water to Mashisha, and then from there we can keep going north. The ironic thing is that the landscape here looks so much like Seattle. It looks like you're on the Puget Sound or on Lake Washington, but you couldn't be farther from home when you're out here. Just made it off that boat. That boat is actually a great metaphor for how traveling is here. Everything goes super, super slow. The distances are not that far, but you still have to travel so slowly, because in order to maximize profits and to keep the modes of transportation affordable for people, the fares are pretty cheap. Like that boat only costed about 38 cents. And so they need to pack in as many people as possible in order to make the venture profitable, or else it's just not profitable. There was no lack of transportation. The moment I exited the port, I was bombarded by people offering me transportation options, including just a private car, but I don't think I need that right now.
Vilankulos.
but they asked for a total of 500 metkals for me and my bags. Just under $10 to get to Vilankulos, so at least that means I am getting to Vilankulos today. And that seemed like such a far away dream this morning. So, hey, it's fine. Vilankulos? Vilankulos? No?
Masinga.
Masinga?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
You come from?
From United States. Just arrived in our halfway point, a town called Masinga. Looks like everybody else got off the bus and I'm the one continuing to Vilankulos. So I think it's about maybe an hour and a half, but I'm not really exactly sure because it's going to take more time for them to fill up the vehicle and only then we can depart. At the moment, it's about 2 p.m. I wish somebody would come over and ask me if I wanted something to eat. It's kind of like that situation where you always want something, you can't find it. But then when you don't want it, it's everywhere. When you don't want something, people are always coming up to you, bothering you with like something to eat or something or the other. But then when you're actually hungry, it's like nobody's bothering you. So I don't know. If we're still gonna be here for a while, then I'm gonna just go find something at the restaurant right here. So I'm gonna go ask them if I have enough time. If not, I'm getting a little anxious and I don't want to arrive in a new place that I don't know at all. Completely anxious because that's the worst. I've received confirmation from the driver that we will be spending a little bit of time here. So I see a place called Dalilo's restaurant. So let's check that out, get some lunch. So I'm at the restaurant trying to make myself presentable because there are like some like normal people here, not me just roaming around the world shirtless in my rain jacket. But I ordered a quarter grilled chicken with some rice, typical of what you find on the local menus here. I mean, and then I don't know what it is about being here or just being in a hot climate in general, but I like rarely drink beer when I'm in North America, like almost never. But here, you drink beer like it's water. It's marketed like it's water. It's consumed like it's water. Everywhere you go here in Mozambique, you find that furniture, shops, signs, everything is branded with Deutsche M, which is one of the major beer brands here. And they take great pride in it. Everywhere you go, if you're wondering what to drink, everyone's like, yeah, order a Deutsche M. It's like really, really good and it's local. So here I am with my Deutsche M. It looks kind of like this. So I'm so close to changing the name of this channel to Nonstop Nikhil Drenching in Sweat, because that's exactly what's going on here. And I was eating lunch, finished up, and then the guy from the bus told me that its time is up. So I came back to the bus and it looks like they completely just changed the bus altogether. So in a completely different vehicle, and I lost my coveted space up front. So now I'm sitting back here and it's like burning hot. And yeah, I don't know, we were just like back there like a block away when we had to get back, and then we moved like a block forward and then we waited for 30 minutes. Absolutely like no transparency into why we waited 30 minutes there. So yes, I would love to have a flight status website designed for this mode of transport, because I'm just so curious. I'm not even like angry, I'm just like curious into like what takes things so long to get going. Like we're all waiting here, like what's wrong? So I don't know, this is me dealing with the public transport system in Mozambique. I'm happy to say, for all the reasons I've stated in this video so far, I think it's the worst public transport system in the world that I've encountered. The thing is, the further north you go in Mozambique, I've heard the worse the infrastructure gets. So even if you assume that the public transport system itself will stay the same, if the infrastructure is going to get worse, then I can't imagine how much worse the whole travel experience will get. But we've got another week here. We've got until the 24th to make it up to Pemba. So further episodes, we'll just wait and see. We'll just wait and see. Every time I get into one of these vehicles, I keep thinking it's actually full. And clearly the conductor of the vehicle has a complete idea of what a full vehicle looks like. So the vehicle in their mind is very insatiable, to a degree that people are still getting in, getting out, contorting themselves in any which way to find a spot. Magic seats appear out of nowhere. The vehicle then becomes more and more fitted to accommodate more and more people in a variety of ways that you wouldn't even expect. Like random seats pull out of somewhere little surfaces appear out of nowhere, meant to see people. And I don't know. I feel like I'm mostly sitting up front, so I don't get this view of what exactly goes on back here. But seeing it is just like, okay. And this is actually a pretty nice one so far. I don't think there are actually that many people, and it's a pretty new vehicle too, and it's running pretty quickly, and the seats are rather comfortable. So if I have to sit back here, I'd rather sit back here in this vehicle than in some of the other ones I've been on. On that note, this is also a friendly reminder that LAM does run direct flights along the Mozambican coast. They're expensive, but if you're only planning on hitting one or two of the cities with an intention to just stay in those cities, it can be a very worthwhile investment, especially if you're planning on getting around from Maputo or from Johannesburg. It can very well be worth your while. Past 4 p.m. We're still stuck here for no reason. I don't even know why we're stopped here, but we're stopped here. This is probably definitely takes the prize as least comfortable way to travel the world. Mozambique, you win it. I give it to you. I really hope that in my next adventures I never find anywhere that can top this mode of transportation, because I give it the worst. It's the worst. There is nothing else like this. I wish it on no enemy. I wish the Shapa on no enemy. So I've been having trouble with my phone getting my data to work the past 2 days, and I just thought it was because I was in an area in Tofo that didn't have Movitel, because everybody else's data was working with Vodafone, etc. There's a guy in the Shapa who works for Movitel. He's still like, oh yeah, it should be working. So I guess it's just some sort of problem with my SIM card. So right now he's either going to fix my SIM or get me a new SIM. He pulled out his bag full of SIM cards. So I guess that's one advantage to being on the Shapa. I'm literally having every element of society here to help you out if you're in a pinch. So hopefully by the time we get into Vilankulos, I can have my network working again. It was 6 p.m. and I just made it to Vilankulos, I think is how they pronounce it. I've been pronouncing it this whole time, assuming it's like Spanish phonetics, which Portuguese is definitely not Spanish phonetics. But I'm finally here, Vilankulos, which is the most important thing. It's a pretty sleepy town. I think I'm at the main circle at its marketplace, and but it's great for what I need right now. I do not want something too crazy after spending all these days, hours on end on these Shapas. On the last hour on the Shapa, I met Geraldo. He was the one who works for Movitel. He helped me get my network working, and I have internet again, which is great. And I also asked him if there's a spot where I can actually book real buses to travel between Vilankulos and some of the other stops toward the north. So I just want one big bus that will just take me directly to where I want to go, and I can get off and find my place to stay. So I'm going to see if that's possible and if I can reserve that going ahead, and that will help me better make progress on my journey from traveling the coast of Mozambique from south to north. I just checked in to my place here in Vilankulos. Unfortunately, I will not be staying here very long. It's about 8 p.m. right now, and I will be leaving the city on a big bus at 4 a.m. tomorrow morning. So that gives me absolutely no time to check out the city. But that's okay. It's a trade-off. It's either stay here, check out the city, and leave the next day, but have to take a Shapa and perhaps spend a whole day trying to get to Beira, my next stop, or just cut out Vilankulos, say that this was my experience, and then head out to Beira tomorrow morning and get there by early afternoon and check out the city of Beira. So that's what I've done. No Shapa tomorrow. It's going to be a big tourist direct bus taking me there. And I already checked out the bus. It looks like it's going to be a very comfortable ride. So I don't know if you hear it behind me right now, but something big just happened in World Cup. A lot of people screaming goals, a lot of people screaming about Messi, so I assume it's something Argentina related. Maybe they won. I'm not really sure where we are in the timeline of World Cup. But I'm going to go check that out. I'm going to go get something to eat. The hostess here at Complexo Alemania took amazing pity on me. I booked a dorm for 500 metzales, or about $8, but she checked me into a whole double room, which is worth three times that price. I hope you all enjoy taking a look on how to travel through some of the most challenging terrain here using Mozambique's public transport system, what is known as Shapas. I really hope that none of you ever have to go through traveling on a shoppa, but if you do, here's how you do it. I hope you learned something. With that, take care and have a good night. Bye, everyone.